folks, welcome back to another episode of World of Tanks with Ngani Titan, and we're here on Kunas in the Object 244. So this is my first look at the Object 244. We got this, one of the free tanks that we've won in the recent competitions. I got this in the stockade more or less simultaneously. Back when I was still playing the Aguila and the Vanguard, both of whom I'd gotten on a special offer, half price special offer type thing, and was trying them out at the time. So I said, right, I better get back and look at this in the stockade, which I both got to run at the same time, and do a first look at them as well. I'm not enamoured of this tank. I find it to be dull, unexciting. Essentially what you've got is a Soviet tier 6 heavy tank with a medium tank gun. So it's performance wise it's practically identical to your standard T-34-85 setup with the 85mm gun. So similar to the Rudy, not terribly different. I suppose the 88 would probably be slightly better, actually, the T-34-88. But it's a heavy tank. And it's a slow heavy tank at that. So I found it to be, well, the top speed isn't all that slow. It'll actually get up to a decent lick on flat ground. But it really slows down on hills. To the point that I actually finished up not using the fire extinguishers and putting in the Lend-Lease 100 octane fuel. Was it 100 octane? The Lend-Lease fuel, anyway. Whatever. It's the only one you can get from the Soviets. So it's the Lend-Lease fuel, just to improve the performance of the tank on the hills, and to give yourself a chance of getting into a position where you can maximize the use of this gun. So, like the Soviet 85mm, gun handling is not bad, but the penetration and the alpha is a bit on the low side. It's fine in a medium tank because you have the mobility to relocate. If you're not doing well, you can't get a shot that will penetrate from your current location, you can relocate into some place where it'll work. In this particular case, that's not as easy to do. The tank just hasn't got the mobility. So your positioning is probably fairly crucial in this tank. And I certainly found it difficult, so to say, to make the gun pay off. Now, you get your fire for effect, I think, handily enough. Your biggest problem is games like this where you're down tier and somebody starts shooting back at you, because this tank does not exchange well or really effectively at all, because the alpha is low. It's doing 180 damage per shot, whereas quite a few, if you're fighting tier 7s and tier 8s, they're doing 210, 240, 230 or something like that back. And some of them are doing more, and therefore you are not you're not going to come out ahead on any kind of exchange of damage. And also against higher tier tanks, a lot of them will have 10 or 15mm of penetration on you, so they'll penetrate your tank more often than you'll penetrate theirs. And I find particularly strong fall off of penetration at range. Very hard to penetrate stuff at range. Even if you would penetrate the same tank, it's closer. Now, obviously, you better pick your spots better when it's closer as well, and make the gun more effective. But it's really a support tank. You need to be shooting at things when they're not shooting back at you. Otherwise, you're not going to survive very long. I mean, yeah, I've got 50%, 100% on the side of that T-29 on spots, and yes, if I can hit him when he's flat on, it'll go through. But he's moving his turret around quite a lot, and I fired a lot of ammunition at him without any effect at all. A lot of it was premium ammunition as well, just to improve my chances of penetrating. So now we've cleared out that area and we can move forward. I suppose I could have moved forward earlier. I probably spent too long on that particular engagement. I wasn't paying enough attention to what was going on elsewhere on the map. But you don't want to be caught without support either with this particular tank. It's not going to operate very well on its own. Unless you're top tier, in which case you can be a lot more aggressive and braver with this tank. It'll perform very, very well when it's top tier because a lot of his rivals are not necessarily better armed than it. They have quite a few tier 6 heavy tanks of kind of medium tank guns, and most of them have armor that you can penetrate. So we've got a better chance against the sides of the back of the T-32 than we have against the front of the VK 100 or even the side. Penetrating this guy is a hell of a job. Now I'm not using premium ammunition here. Yeah, that's a bit of an angle. But no go, and we premium says 100%, but I don't know. Obviously he's tracked at this point, so I can just go for the back of the turret, which should be a more damaging location. He's not moving anyway. I think he's more or less given up, and he's not paying any attention to me. And there's only one remaining enemy tank left, so therefore we did alright in this game. But keeping it alive during a bottom tier game can be a bit of a challenge with this tank, I find. Because your turret isn't a whole lot better than medium tanks either. The frontal armor is pretty decent. But a lot of the heavier tanks will, they seem to have no trouble punching through, and tank destroyers have no trouble punching through either. However, 1300 points of damage, 1200 points of damage. Seems to be, if I can keep the tank alive, that seems to be kind of what I'm getting with it. Guy there did a top gun on that particular game. I never spotted it on time. That was well done. However, this is a game where it shines a lot more because we're top tier here on Himmelsdorf. And we obviously, if the tank will switch over and show us the lineup, we're not just top tier in this particular game, we're top tier. There's only one other heavy tank that's top tier, the enemy VK3601H. The other heavy tanks, there's only one other, there's a Churchill 1. I don't think I ran into the Churchill one. So actually, in this game, not only did I have very few heavy tanks to contend with, but I didn't actually run into them except towards the end of the game. So I initially come up here to the heavy tank corner. At tier 6 the frontal armor is actually pretty good. It'll even at higher tiers it'll bounce shots, it handles pretty well. But it's not a surefire thing. Very few tanks are in the current game, because there's a lot of really good guns out there. There's more good guns out than there's tanks with superior armor. Now somebody's sitting out there with a Hellcat in an exposed position, letting people shoot back at them. Not really a tank for that kind of activity. And there's an enemy type 58 where 2 is shooting at him now. I missed there, and I'm not in a great position here actually. Now that I look at it, I should have actually pulled back further. And this is probably better. Now we've exchanged there, I think, similar amounts of damage. So let's see if we can tuck into the corner here and do a bit better the next time. Now, if he's going to come out again. There are 3 enemies lined up there, but it looks like the Hellcat's making a run for it. I don't know why. There's no real reason not to have hung around there with the medium coming over to engage against the light. He could have doubled up on our light tank, and I was or our medium tank, and I was thinking that the medium is in a kind of an exposed position because he can be shot at from the castle as well, that I'd come out and support. and try and get rid of the Type 58. And I just got tracked there, took none of the damage. So now the advantage is very strongly mine. All I need to do is see enough of this guy, but somebody finishes him off. Probably the medium. I can't see anyone else that could have done it. The light isn't engaging with the medium really, and the medium isn't coming around. So I'm going to come around here and flank the light, and the light has kind of known what's happening. So the MP25 has fled the scene, and the artillery comes charging down. I don't know what exactly was his initial intention. Obviously aware that the light tank was there, and the light tank's come around and just gotten rid of the artillery. I was going to go down and go after the artillery myself, but when I saw the light tank coming through, I said, right, I might have a better opportunity coming around here. We are down 3 tanks at this point. Things are pretty grim. And there's a swarm of them heading for our cap circle. So I thought these guys will be chasing the light tank. So if I come around here, they might very well be distracted. And the light's coming around for a second loop, so what looks like is the tank destroyer was chasing the light and actually coming around to face him, coming the other way, which gives me the opportunity to finish him off from behind. I think the Defiance has suddenly realised what's going on, because when I come to the corner, the Defiance is facing me. I don't know if I was detected, but I don't have 6th sense or anything on this crew. So I thought, right, we better clear up this corner before we go about doing anything else. So let's get rid of the Black Prince here. Because if we leave this guy alive, we will suffer from it, because somebody's going to go capping, and it might or might not work out. There are unaccounted for enemy tanks. Now we've managed to catch up in the numbers, but we still have unaccounted for enemy tanks, and there is the VK3601H, the other tier 6 heavy. Now I miss again at long range, and I was driving down this way, and I thought then again maybe I might try and get the flank. There's a medium tank along the sort of Banana Road, and he's coming down to engage with our medium, so I thought, right, he's going to be distracted and I might be able to get a flanking shot on him. He might come down further, or I might just be able to sneak up to the corner and get him. We come around the corner. There is no immediate sign of him, and there is a tank destroyer, 2 tank destroyers milling in to our guys. Now the second one, first one's dead. Well, the second one's dead, so that's okay. And the T-3485M seemed to be unaware of my existence as well, so right, get rid of him. So now there's only 1 enemy tank remaining, and our light has left the cap circle, so we gotta get him because he's ahead of us on the cap. We're committed at this stage. We have to go and reset the cap. Now I'm the last guy that's going to arrive because I've got the slow tank. I think the only tank that's slower is probably, I think our one's a Churchill one that's sitting in the cap circle. So the light is coming in from one direction, medium coming in from the other, and the light stops, making a big mistake I think. The M4 improved, fires as well. Our light tank is dead. So the M4 improved, there's only 42 hit points remaining, so he's reversing out fairly strongly, and I'm going to come around the corner because why not? I've got loads of hit points. Maybe not relative to the VK3601H at the start, but you know, by the 2 we shoot, and he's not going to last very long. And that's it. Game over. We managed to get 4 kills and 13 damaging ribbons. I don't think we did any unspotted or blind firing damage, so I'd say the 1800 is probably what we got. So let's see, what do we get? Yes, 1817 damage. Got a first class mastery out of it though, and we made a profit. Found you don't always make a profit on this tank. It came number 3 by experience. Sometimes, especially if you're forced to use a lot of premium, well, I suppose, and you're running premium consumables like I was, you will not make a profit with this tank. So if you want to make it profit, you want to equip it far more conservatively in terms of consumables than I was, and to be not use the premium rounds. Overall though, I found it rather dull and unexciting, and I don't think I'll be coming back to it in a hurry. So thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please press like, comment, share. It really helps the channel out. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.